Hi, I'm Joseph Quijano, Certified Financial Planner, and I want to welcome you to the second episode of our Financial Coffee Chats with the Become the Banker.
And I'm Jordan Quijano. Again, thank you for keeping up with our series here. We want to follow up from our last episode, which is talking about spring cleaning. And we're not talking about just your house spring cleaning. We're talking about your financial spring cleaning. This is the time to be able to get everything in order so you don't have to worry about this down the road. So let's take notes and make sure that you're asking any questions in the comment section so that we can help you achieve your goals.
And you know, Jordan, that is so absolutely correct. I think people carry a lot of baggage. I mean, if you really understand the meaning of a spring cleaning, it's to get rid of stuff that you don't need, right? That's the whole idea. And when I meet with clients, we meet with them and they have stuff. They have garbage, financial garbage that they bought many years ago, or even several months ago, that may not be working anymore. But they're keeping them because they don't know any better. And that is so terrible.
It is. So from following up from last week, we talked about not only budgeting, goal setting, but how to get out of debts and appropriately putting you in the right financial, progress. This week, we're going to be talking about exit strategies when it comes to your retirement planning, making sure that your retirement accounts are all in one place. We're going to be talking about wills and trusts, why they're so important, because you need to have your legacy planning put in place. And of course, taxes, because right now is tax season. And this is the time to make sure you have everything put in place for your CPA or your financial advisor that does your taxes.
And I think that we all agree that during this uncertain time, this pandemic that has actually hit every single part of this world with devastation, right? Economic devastation. People need to have the right products, and they need to get rid of the old products that may not be working in today's economy. Some of the things that I talk to my clients about when I meet with them personally is, number one, their retirement accounts. Their retirement accounts may not be working anymore. Right now, people have 401ks, IRAs that may be actually linked to the stock market. And when the market goes up, they could make some money, but when the market goes down, they lose money. We have seen people that have come to our office with tears in their eyes because they have lost an extremely, terribly big amount of money. So we can help people get rid of those products and put their money in a safe way that can only grow, not lose any money.
Absolutely. And you got to also consider the old retirement accounts that people might have left behind from a previous employer that maybe they didn't roll over or they just left it there and with no control. So if the market does go down, they're at the mercy of the market. It'll just lose money. So this is what we're talking about. Financial spring cleaning. Bring your accounts over to a great product so that you don't have 5, 6, 7 different accounts and you don't know what's happening with them or controlling all of them at once. And this is how we can help you. The accounts that you have, we can help you only grow in one direction, and that's up. Meaning you won't lose any money, you can get bonuses, and the best part is you'll give you a guaranteed pension for the rest of your life for those type of accounts. Now let's talk about the second step or the second solution, which is more so legacy planning. What happens if you pass away or when you pass away? Do you have all your documents put in place? Legacy planning is one of the most important items that most people don't even talk about or deal with. I mean, it's hard sometimes to face that we're going to pass away at some point. And to be honest, we need to put our documents in order for our loved ones, because that's the last thing we need them to be stressing about is what documents do I have? Do I have life insurance? Do I have a will or a trust? This is the most selfless thing you can do for your family, is putting appropriate wills in place and trust if that's necessary, but also having life insurance. When it comes to legacy planning, you need to sit down and really contemplate who you want to manage the assets of the family. And I'm not talking about just your significant other, because of course, if you have a spouse, more than likely the spouse will help manage everything. But what happens when you and your spouse both pass away? That's the important key. If there's children left behind, you need to make sure that there's somebody that can allocate the funds appropriately to each child, whether it be the oldest child that you trust, whether it be an attorney or a financial advisor to help with this. This is crucial.
And you know, Jordan, one point that I like to bring is that when we meet with our clients, you know, we actually have a booklet that we give our clients so they can put all their documents in order. I believe that a will is really important as well. However, though, for people that don't have a will, having that document and really align all their products, every single asset that they have, and keep it in a safe place where they can actually give it to somebody if something were to happen, right?
Bank accounts,
Yeah.
retirement accounts, who's your CPA? If you have a trust or a will, where's that going to be? And most importantly, nowadays, passwords to online accounts. I mean, that is a new world we live in, that I've heard so many stories that maybe a parent passes away or a loved one passes away, even as simple as their Facebook, and they can't get in there to turn the Facebook account off. And they have to, you know, relive those moments over and over for reminders. And sometimes that's tough.
And I have seen, you know, people that actually, you know, they call me, and out of the blue, they call me and they say, "Did my mother have life insurance with you?" Think about that. I said, "Who are you?"
Right.
I mean, they just assume that maybe because we talked maybe a year ago or 2 years ago that they bought life insurance, and they didn't. So very important point to put everything in writing and have that document not on a bank savings vault, but someplace in your home that you can actually have your family access it in case of your death.
And when we're talking about that trustee or whoever you're going to have that's going to, you know, allocate the funds to the family members, they should know where that information is. Somebody needs to know that so that you don't have to stress for what happens when you're gone and all your wishes are carried out.
Now, we've been talking about budgeting. We've been talking about, you know, legacy planning and, you know, having everything written down in writing. The third item that I want to talk to you about is taxation. I think people need to understand that there will be taxes to be paid. Whether you live or you die, you're not going to eliminate taxes. So we need to plan. We need to plan ahead for taxation so we can minimize the impact of taxation. And believe me that they are products. They are strategies that we can help you with so you pay less in taxes and really maximize your gain. And with that information, you can take your papers to your CPA and let them help you maximize your money and minimize taxation. And we can do that with we can help you do that.
And that's something that I notice with most people, that a lot of people just go to TurboTax or trust in those easy ways of doing taxes for free. You don't want to skimp out when it comes to taxes. Use somebody that's close to you or somebody that you trust, or find somebody that you can truly just look up and see if they have good reviews, and maximize your tax benefits, especially since you have your budget in place like we talked about, your goals, your expenses, all of your retirement accounts in one area now. If you follow each one of these steps, it should be very easy to go to your tax person and say, "This is what I have. Let me maximize my taxes for this year."
I want to thank you for watching the second episode of the Coffee Chats with Become the Banker. I'm Joseph Quijano, certified financial planner, and I want you to please join our YouTube family, like us, and hit the notification bell so you can be notified when the next video will take place.
And I'm Jordan Quijano. And again, thank you so much for your wonderful comments you've been leaving us. We want to help you and your family just achieve financial greatness. This is information. It's at no cost. This is to help you guys get ahead and take control of your finances. So again, please like, subscribe, leave a comment, put the notification bell on, but most of all, give us a call. email us, and just get in touch with us so that we can help you achieve your goals and more so secure your financial future. Thank you, and we'll see you on the next episode.